I've just gotten off the phone with Jean. She had one of those festive sandwiches for lunch. She said it was lovely. She sounded quite cheerful, actually. Her voice always goes a bit lighter when she's talking about food she enjoys. I just sat there on the sofa while she was telling me. Emmerdale was on in the background. She said she'll probably have one of those every day now, leading right up to Christmas. She asked if I was going to try it. I mean, I was pleased for her, but I told her it wasn't really my thing, so I wouldn't be trying it. It just seems like there's too much going on in that sandwich for my taste. I've put up temporary traffic lights in town. It's put a lot of time on my journey, this morning and this evening. The bus was jam-packed. I did manage to get a seat, but it was one of those tight ones right in the corner by the window. Lots of people were standing. The driver kept yelling to move down inside the bus. There was no room. Someone's coat had this slight damp outside smell. I never go upstairs on the bus. It's just too noisy. Especially when the kids are coming home from school. Can't hear yourself think. Can't remember the last time I was upstairs on a bus. Years ago. I'd rather stand. Than go up there. I had a light lunch at work today. Just had some fresh fruit. Apple. I do love a crispy red apple. Royal galas are my favourite. I had a banana as well, and a plum. Plum was so sweet and juicy. Juice nearly ran down my arm. It made me wish I had another one. Not a fan of green apples. Just find them a bit sharp. Though I don't mind a Granny Smith Golden Delicious. But then, I suppose they're not really green, are they? They're golden, like their name suggests. I like those. I like figs as well. Don't have them often. Well, to be honest, I like most fruits. But I'm not a fan of fruit salad. Funny that. I just don't like all the flavours mixing together. In the summer, we always get a big watermelon. So sweet and refreshing. That's a fruit that's really made for hot weather, watermelon. I can't think of another fruit that actually screams hot weather like a watermelon does. It's just perfect. Jenny left work early today. Said she had parents' evening at her son's school. She was saying that they put on a really good spread for the parents. Sandwiches, salmon canapes. They even have wine, choice of red or white. I never heard of that before, serving wine at a parents' evening. He's in secondary school now. Dylan. As soon as I got in the door today, I just kicked my shoes right off, right by the mat. I always put them there, in the same place. I just don't like shoes wandering round the hallway. I got straight upstairs for a nice hot shower. Oh, that hot water really felt good on my shoulders. I never stay in outdoor clothes. The moment I get home from work, I'm straight in the shower. Moisturised. And into fresh pyjamas. I even take my earrings out and my watch. I just like the feeling of freeness. Even the waistband on my pyjamas have to be soft and loose. Nothing digging in. Just gives me that feeling that the day is finished. Time for relaxation and home. Jenny had to leave quite a bit earlier because of those temporary traffic lights. They really do take a long time to change those lights. Traffic stretches right back to Malcolm Lane. Dawn spoke to one of the workmen. She said he told her it would be another few weeks before they were finished. Something about water mains, I don't know. Because I had such a light lunch, I was so hungry when I got home. I didn't feel like cooking either. The kids were pleased to hear it would be takeaway again. They all wanted pizzas. They love all kinds of toppings on theirs. I just like basic. cheese and tomato with a bit of pepperoni and a few pieces of garlic bread. I do love a hot, soft garlic bread, slightly crispy round the edges. If I'd had my way, we'd have had an Indian, but they didn't fancy it. I do like a biryani or buttered chicken poppadoms and those spicy potatoes. Anyway, we all sat round the dining table and ate pizza. No washing up either, so that was another win. Linda at work said she went to a Bums and Tums class. Said it was really good fun. She invited me to go along with her next week. I said I would. She made it sound like fun. We'll go straight after work for an hour. I popped into town, got myself some leggings. Of course I got them in black. I got 4 black. I mean, they just go with everything, don't they? I picked up one in a nice burgundy and a blue-grey kind of colour. A bit different for me. I'll see how I feel about them in the morning. Otherwise I can just return them. I picked up a few warm, cosy cardigans as well. They had some lovely jumpers, but I just don't like pulling them over my head, so I always go for cardigans. It was so packed. People were everywhere. I couldn't move without waiting for someone to get out of the way first. I ended up doing that little shuffle, stopping every few seconds, trying not to bump into people. I'll have to look for a few workout outfits if I get on with this Bums and Tums class. I might have a look. I'll take a look online. Caroline leads the class. I know her. She's a lovely woman. She used to work in the solicitors on the high street. Now she's a stay-at-home mum. She had a baby girl, Lucy. It was a few months ago now. She's ever so fit. Really tall as well. She's always done training. She's got a few personal clients as well. The kids have a packed lunch every day. I did want them to have school lunches, just because it would be easier, but but they didn't want that. And they all want different things. Jude wants cheese and salad baguette with salad cream. He'll have a packet of McCoy's crisps. Well, they all like McCoy's. So I just buy the big multi-pack. And a Twix. I always put in some fruit as well for him. But no matter what fruit, orange, banana, apple, the fruit always comes back uneaten. Luke likes crusty rolls. He has 2 crusty rolls with cheese and tuna mayonnaise. He'll have a Mars bar. I put him in an apple. And he actually does eat it. And Lexi likes cream cheese, salmon bagels. She loves grapes, green ones. And I put her in a 12 chocolate bar as well. They all get a juice each. I make their lunches without thinking now. It's just muscle memory at this point. Open the bread, spread, slice, wrap. Fruit goes in last. I often think of putting something new, but we always just end up sticking to the same. It works. Tomorrow night, Lexi will have dinner at her friend's house after school. Emma. She just lives opposite us. They go to the same school together. They walk together every morning. When she's ready to come home, she'll send me a text. And I'll watch her walk across the road. Emma's mum, Ali, works at the school. She works in the office. Has done for years. While I was closing the front room curtains earlier, there was 2 foxes chasing each other in the street. They just wander around at all times. Seems like they don't even know when it's daytime or night time. Street was really quiet. Just Mr. Jones parking up. He shooed them away once he got out of his car. They didn't even move. They just stood there and stared at him till he walked away with his bags of shopping. It started to rain heavily, actually. It's eased up a bit now. Ali's husband, Dave, he runs his own finance company, works from home. They're a lovely family. We've been away with them on holiday quite a few times. Tenerife. They've got a beautiful holiday home there. We had such a good time. Kids loved it as well. I just finished sewing on a button on Luke's school blazer while I caught up with the soaps. I'm not much of a seamstress, but I can manage to sew on a few buttons. Anything like turning up hems, I send them straight to the cleaners. Jazz, he does a great job. Runs the cleaners in the high street. We always go there for dry cleaning and mending. He and his wife run it. They've been there for years. I think he said 25 years. I was thinking at the weekend I might have a good sort through our clothes. So many that don't fit or we just don't wear anymore. I think I'll do a big clean as well. Been meaning to sort out some of those cupboards. Especially the one under the stairs. So many things under there that need to be gotten rid of. I've decided a new rule. If we haven't used it in the past 3 years, that means it's not needed. We need to declutter. The kids have already been down for tea and biscuits. Well, Lexi had a couple of biscuits. Chocolate digestive she likes. The boys had toast. They love toast. They eat 3 and 4 slices at a time with loads of jam and butter before they go to bed. On the weekends they're up even later, so they're down here watching a film, eating bowls of cereal. Cocoa Pops are their favourite. We get through boxes of those. And litres and litres of milk. They like to make that Nesquik milkshakes. So we get through lots of milk. It got quite chilly this evening. I had to pop the heating on for a few hours. It is set to come on in the morning for 6:30. Half an hour before we need to get up. That gets the house nice and warm before everyone has to start getting ready. I've got one of those apps on my phone. I usually set it to come on for about an hour before we get home in the evenings. I do like coming up to a warm house in the evenings. I set the light to come on as well, just as I'm walking up our road, now that the evenings are getting dark. It's just nice to come home to. I'll put the kettle on in a bit. See if there's any custard creams left in the biscuit tin. Tea always tastes nicer in the evenings. I'll sit there for a while before bed. Nothing much happening. Just settle in the day. I've got all my clothes ready, already laid out for the morning. So I know exactly what I'm going to wear, from underwear to my shoes. I even know what perfume I'll wear. I always wear the same scent to work. Nothing too strong. I have my keys in easy reach as well, so I'm not hunting around for them. The kids have got all their bags packed. Their clothes is all laid out as well. I'm always in bed by 10:20 on a weekday. On the weekends I stay up about an hour later and treat myself to a lie-in in the morning. Just about an hour extra. Sometimes I end up getting up and going back to bed with a coffee. Scroll through my phone. I always make the kids pack lunch in the mornings. I like them to have it fresh. I'm not one for those supermarket sandwiches. There's just never enough filling. I like a packed sandwich, filled at every corner. No dry bits of bread. I almost forgot. Maxine wanted to swap days with me. She and her boyfriend want to go away for a long weekend. Those are the cheapest days she can get. I told her it wouldn't be a problem. I've got nothing important planned. I was just using up the days I had spare. She was so excited when I told her yes. Apparently they want to go to Croatia, a group of their friends. Helen texted earlier. She just wanted to make sure we were still on for Carvery on Sunday. I told her we were. We'll stop by hers on the way and make our way down together. Helen lives just round the corner from me. We always just go to the Carvery on the high street. Just a leisurely 10-minute walk. We'll spend about an hour and a half there before heading back home. It's always nice in there. Before I turn in for the night, I'll have a quick check around. Make sure all the lights are off, doors are locked. Then I'll go to the loo, brush my teeth, floss, and rub extra moisturiser on my hands. They've gotten so dry in this weather. I'll set my alarm. I set it for 7 o'clock in the morning. Then I'll creep across the landing and check in on the kids. They're sound asleep. They always have their little nightlife lights on in their room. I get into bed with nice minty breath. There's always a gap in the curtains. And the soft light from the street lights peeking orange. I always leave the landing light on. And that light peeps in across the bottom of my bedroom door. Oh well. The day's starting to catch up with me now.